This conference will now be recorded.
Hello.
Hello, this is Ganapati.
Yeah, hi, Ganapati.
Yes, hi, yes, see, hi, how are you? Sriram.
Yeah, Nicholas, how are you?
Fine.
Yeah. So I guess okay. Mohan also joined. Okay, fine then. Let me start then. Last class, I believe on Friday we have discussed on this particular RF one, right? If you remember that. We have ran one scenario also on the RF particular one, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now we have another concept also the same way. One second. One second. So our warehouse is WM46, right, guys?
Yeah, yes, sir. WM46.
Yeah. So if you remember that, guys, last week, okay, we have discussed on this particular logical transaction step, state, and everything, right? But we didn't discuss on this particular scenario: application, display profile, presentation profile, and personalization profile, right? Hello.
Yes, sir, yes.
Yeah. Now we will discuss on this particular part, and then we will see what is this queue and what is the queue management and all these things. Okay. Now, before coming to this particular one, actually, the very first thing is, what is a resource in a warehouse? Any idea?
Manpower, handling equipment.
Hmm. Okay, still.
Yeah. What else?
Normally, what are the ones we call as a resources in the normal in a warehouse, basically? You said correct one. That's true. So basically, a resource is nothing but it's a kind of an entity in a warehouse which will perform the I mean, like which will perform some kind of a works basically. Okay, whether it could be a forklifts or whether it could be automated warehouse or whatever. So basically, this particular resource, whatever we are talking about here, within that warehouse, which performs any kind of an activity which involves, okay, in performing the warehouse tasks. You're getting that? So those are all involved in performing the warehouse task. That we will call it as a resource there. You're getting my point? So what is
So
that?
what is that?
Uh, uh, a resource can be a worker or a piece of equipment. Okay, either this or that. Okay, where it could be either a manually forklifted one, or whether it could be a semi-automated vehicle or a conveyor or any other type of an automated equipment. Okay, that moves the products from one place to another place. Well, normally what happens in a warehouse task will be having, who will be confirming it normally? A warehouse worker. If not, with the help of a forklift or with the help of an anything, we will be defining it. That we'll be calling it as a resource. You're getting my point now, guys, everyone? Hello?
Yes, Sri.
Am I clear on this point?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, so that we'll call it as a resource. So before we get into this particular picture, first thing is what we have to do. We have to create a resource. So what is the transaction for creating a resource? Is slash and slash SAWM slash RSRC. This is the transaction. Now, in order to create a resource table and all these things, come on, 1 second, man, my mouse. Oh shit, what is this, man? WM46. No, I've 46, not right. 1 second. 47. 46 or 47, guys? Which one is that? I confused now. 46 only, no, Mohan?
46,
Yeah,
40.
Yeah.
46 only.
Yep. So first thing is we will try to create a resource. So I'm telling to my system that I'll be the resource, okay, which will be assigning, okay, creating a resource, and we will have something called as a, okay, we have something called as a resource, and we have something called as a resource type, resource group, presentation device, queue, standard bin, storage bin, and all these things. You see that everything? Okay. So however, these are all the factors which will be defining. But however, first thing is we will talk about the resource type. Okay. So resource type is nothing but this is the grouping of the resources basically, where we are having a similar attributes. Means what does that mean? The resource types means if all the manual workers will be falling under one resource type. The same way, all the forklifts with the same dimensions will be falling under one resource type. You're getting my point. Hello? Hello?
Yes, Sri.
Okay. So basically what we are trying to do here. So resource types are nothing but which are having the similar attributes. So each resource will be assigned with a resource type. Okay, and this will be resource type. Again, what happens is it will help us to determine what type of the bins will be assigned to the resource types. Means basically it's not like all the bin types will be assigned, it's only like few bin types will be assigned. So in that point of time we will even restrict the users, telling that okay, why why are we doing this basically is, sorry, the high racks or sometimes where only the forklift drivers can access that, not all manual workers. Then that point of time, we will restrict the manual workers to do that, to go there. So these kind of an activities and all will be performing there. Okay, so basically the resource type is just a categorizing like what kind of resources can we perform there. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the resource group, I'll come back again. Okay. Uh, and top of that we have resource groups, which is the queues one. Actually, before I explain this, I have to explain you the queue management first thing. So here, what are the queues and what is the significance of using the queues in the warehouse? Any idea? Normal generic question. Hello.
No, no idea, Sri.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Normally, the queues, whatever we are talking in the EWM system, is the most important thing. What we try to do is queues are the ones which will be managed, okay, are used to manage the assignment of the warehouse orders in your warehouse. Means what does that mean? Each warehouse order it will be assigned to one queue. Okay, basically what happens, how are we going to segregate that we are having so many warehouse orders? Agree. Like warehouse orders in the sense whether it could be your inbound or whether it could be your outbound or whether it could be your internal. Any of these three operations, whenever we perform, we will be having a lot of warehouse orders, right? Agree. Now, how are we planning these warehouse orders? Means planning in the sense, how are we segregating it? So then what we do, we will assign, okay, we will categorize the inbound into one queues, means all the inbound operations will be performing into one queue, all the outbound operations into another queue, all the internal operations into a different queue. Getting my point? Hello. Clear? Hello? Or any questions, Mohan, Nicholas and Ganapati?
Can you just repeat once, Sri, if you don't mind?
So no. Basically, let's assume that you are having a warehouse. Now, in that particular warehouse, let's assume that you have inbound, outbound, and internal operations going on, for example. Now, if your inbound, outbound, and internal, whatever the operations you are performing, so how do we will be segregating the resources and how effectively you will be planning? Mean suppose maybe in one day you might be having a lot of work in inbound. The other day you might be having a lot of work in outbound. So let's assume that you are having almost 50 workers in your warehouse. So out of that 50, you want to segregate 30 into inbound, 10 into outbound, 10 into internal operations. The other day, 30 into outbound, 10 into internal, 10 into inbound. So it's like vice versa, or whatever it is, depending upon your warehouse. So how are we segregating it? Based upon this particular queues only. You're getting me now?
So, all this comes under labor management now?
No. That is labor management is a different activity basically. Okay. Why? Because labor management falls under a completely different. That is how effectively a resource is working. Okay. Means within his 8 hours of his shift, how effectively the person is working. Okay. But here, how are we planning in which queue he has to work? Whether he has to work in inbound, whether he has to work in outbound, whether he has to work in internal. That is what. So these are two different ones again. Okay.
Okay. Okay. What you can call this activity name, like a queue management?
Queue
This
management.
activity.
Yes, queue
Oh,
management. Okay, that's what I
okay.
said, queues. So basically, these queues are used to manage the assignment of their warehouse orders in a warehouse. Simple thing. Okay, means what does
Oh,
that mean? Each warehouse orders, whatever will be defined, will be assigned to a queue, and each warehouse resource group, whatever we are seeing now, will be assigned in a sequence of queues. So what does that mean? I'll come back. I'll explain you this when we are running a transactions. Okay. However, how are we determining these queues and all? We will see it now. Okay. So first thing is what I'll try to do. I'll try to define the queues, the queue types, and the queue type sequences and all. Okay. Hello.
yeah. Okay, Sri.
Yes.
No. Sorry, Nicholas. Question to me.
No, no, I say yes. Okay, you are
Okay.
following.
No problem. No problem. Okay. So now what I'm trying to do here is I'll first define the queue scale. Okay. Cross settings, resource management. First thing is we have the okay. That's what I was talking about, the bin access types. Now let us take an okay. This is bin access. 1 second. So if I say that, okay, I am not defining anything here, but I'm just giving an example. Let me tell you that, okay, the resource type is RT01 with something of this, okay. Okay, we are telling something. However, when we sell that assign bin access types, this bin access types, in the sense this resource type will be applicable and will be accessing only within this particular bin access type. Where can we see this bin access type again? Anyone? Hello? Normally where we see this?
Under the bin structure.
You see this? We will assign this to the normal bin structure. Means all your bin transactions, maybe let's take an example, ls11, maybe DC one, let me see, I'm not sure. We have no. What we are trying to do, okay? So, storage group, where's this gone? We'll have an option for this one also is access type. Sorry, I'm not saying it. So we can give the access types. So means let's assume that okay, I'm not okay. We have created one resource with Shri, and Shri is able to access only the bin access type of this particular storage type only. There is another storage type which is having a conveyor belts and all, where I'll be not be able to access it because it's only a place where the forklift drivers will be accessing it. So in order to avoid these kind of things, okay, we can even restrict by using the resource types. Is it clear now? Mohan, Ganpati, and Karthik and all?
Yeah.
Nicholas.
Clear.
Yeah.
Clear.
That is the significance of the resource type, first thing. Okay. The same way we can even assign the HU type groups also. What HU type groups only you will be applicable and all. That is also, we can do that. But now the thing what we are discussing about the Q types. So very first thing is WM46. Okay, I'll be using the standard one only, INB, INT, OUB. Basically, these are all only the three different operations what we will be seeing it in the standard. So INB for the inbound, INT for the internal, OUB for the outbound. Fine. However, now define queues. So here, this particular defining the queues, whatever we are trying to do it, basically WM46, okay. Let me take inbound, internal, and outbound. Okay, what I'll do, let me put it as Z inbound. Okay, maybe INB1. Okay, that's a queue type of an inbound. ZINT1. Okay, ZOUT1. Okay, so these are the three different queues which I have created to my warehouse basically. So now what I'm trying to do here, okay, INB1, INT1, OUT1, fine then. But however, when are these queues to be determined? That's the one, define queue determination criteria. So what I'm having here, WM47, come on, 46. What I'm trying to do is I'm telling to my system that if in case we can define this particular one based upon your activity areas, based upon your access types, or based upon your warehouse process type, and based upon your activity. Any of these things will be helping us to determine the queues. So as of now, for our understanding, what is our simple inbound warehouse process type? Basically, it is 1010. Agree with that, guys?
Yes.
Right. The same way we even know what is our complex inbound also, it's ZINV or whatever it is, we'll be defining it. Now, in my particular WM461010, what is the queue I have defined earlier? It's ZINB1. Agree? The same way for the outbound 2010, I'll be defining it with ZOU, something I've created, OUT1. And the internal Z,
What are the standard queues here?
inbound,
General.
outbound, and internal, right? That's a standard one.
Okay.
I've defined it my own thing actually. ZINT1.
EINT1.
Okay, so these are the ones which I have defined for my warehouse with the based upon my process types. Okay, if not, you can even define with the activity area also. What is your source activity area? What is your destination activity area? Or what is your access type? Or what is your activity? Based on that also, you can define that also. If your activity is put away, for all your activity put away INB1. If not, okay, for 1010, it should be ZINB1. For ZINB in an inbound process, it should be another one. Okay, you create another one and you create a new things. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, how this access sequence works. WM46. Okay, process type. Fine then, fair enough. We have defined the queue types and all right. Now, coming into this picture of this particular RFUI one. Yeah. Now let's come here. Display profile, presentation profile, and personalization profile. So what is this display profile, presentation profile, and personalization profile comes into the picture? Now, when I'm talking about a display profile, so this display profile is nothing but it is a profile where we will be creating or we will be having displays, means based upon the devices what we are using in a warehouse, whether it is your standard RF guns whatever you are using, or whether it could be your RF transaction, means RF transactions in the sense your forklift devices, means forklift devices will be having a bigger screens and the normal RF guns will be having a normal screens. So based upon that, you can define what kind of a display profiles you would like to have, whether it could be a normal standard size of 8 by 40, or you can have it at 16 by 20 something. You'll have a two different screen sizes. That is what we will be talking about here. Application is a standard application only case. We will not touch him in this actually. It's always 0 1 only for us. Okay. But display profile is the one which kind of a display profiles you would like to use in the warehouse. That is what you will be discussing here. Clear or any questions here? Hello.
Clear.
Yeah.
Striker.
Now coming to this particular presentation profile means presentation profile is a profile where we will be assigning this to a warehouse level. Okay, warehouse level in the sense where we will be having it at a warehouse means if you remember for our one maybe we have seen how to create a custom menus. Do you remember that last class we have seen that how to create a custom menus and how to have a different set of things and all. Hope you remember that, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. We
Yeah,
remember it.
exactly. So what we are trying to do here basically means what I can say that is this particular menu, whatever we are trying to do, basically we will be having a different menus for a different warehouse. For example, if you are having one custom menu, I mean like a different menu for your Brazil warehouse and another menu for your Sweden warehouse and a different menu for your UK warehouse. So all the three warehouses you are trying to have a different warehouses basically. You got my point, what I'm trying to say. Means, see, for
Okay.
example, you have 125 for one UK warehouse, but you have created one custom menu for the Brazil because the point of contact means what you say that is we might be having a different ones based upon the significance of and based upon the operations what we have it. Okay, you got my point. Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
So in that point of time, we will be discussing on, I mean, like we'll be having a different menu structures. That is how we will be telling it. So what, however, always make sure that we will be having only one menu. However, what is that we can only talk about this particular presentation profile will be assigned only at the RF, I mean, like only at a warehouse level. You got my point, guys? Hello?
So this is assigned at warehouse level.
Yes,
What you meant?
uh, this would be assigned only at a warehouse level. That's it.
Okay.
You got my point now.
But it might be, I mean, you visible to everyone, but people cannot utilize it. What you exactly meant to say, right?
Visible to everyone, but you cannot change it every time
Utilize.
whenever you want. Why? Because the standard one would be star 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 only. So assign presentation profile to a warehouse. So WM46. Okay. So means for one warehouse you can only have one presentation profile, not more than that. In simple terms. Okay.
Okay. One-to-one relation.
That's it. Means if you are creating any custom menus, the same menus if you want to use for another warehouse, you can use it. But for one warehouse, you have one menu, and the second warehouse, you have a different menu. So it would be assigned at a warehouse level. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Yes.
No. Okay. That is one thing which we are talking about here. Now, the other one is what? The personalization profile. Now, this personalization profile is a profile where we will be assigning this at a user level. Okay, means within a warehouse, you have an inbound people, you will be having an outbound people, and you will be having your internal people, right? So then that point of time, if you would like to have, okay, a different menus, means inbound people will be able to only access the inbound, outbound people will be only able to access the outbound, and internal people will be only access the internal operations. Then that point of time, this is a personalization profile. We will be assigning at a user level. Okay, you can have a different menu structures within the warehouse for a user level, but on a warehouse level, you will be having only one high level menu structure. Okay, any questions now, guys?
So what you meant to say is like this presentation profile can vary depending upon users, right?
Not presentation profile, not personalization profile.
Yeah, personalization profile. So,
Hmm.
I mean, a person can work in 2, 3 warehouses, right?
Hmm.
So the
But it is
relation will
one to
be
one
any
again.
to one.
That's what. If a person is working in two, three warehouses, you have to assign it again your warehouse again. That's what, right? So what happens here, your resource, whatever you're trying to assign, every time you have to change him. If you see this, we are telling to the system that, okay, this particular user, it's a one-to-one again, means the particular user who is logging in here and the resource you see here, and you'll be telling that to which warehouse. Okay, you can have a different the same resource in a different warehouse also, you can do that. Okay, however, but it should be different, it altogether it should be different entry. That's what I mean to say.
I got it, but
Mm.
but is this one resource can go for multiple warehouses, right? See, now we have
Okay,
WM40
hold on,
that S4
hold on.
EWM.
What it is telling me?
46, 46.
One second, Nicholas. Okay, we already have one resource S4 HANA user 4, and I'm having in warehouse of WM47. Okay, now I'm copying it to 47 warehouse to another resource. Okay,
Okay, okay.
does that allowing
It's a
me?
one-to-one relation.
That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, yeah.
So, which meant to say that one user
Mm.
can only restrict it to one warehouse.
You can say that, but however, you can create a new resource and a new thing. You can manage it, but the personalization profile, whatever I'm trying to say, will be at a user level. That is what I'm trying to say here. Okay,
Fine, fine, fine.
yeah. Mm, okay, now we have defined the queues and all, right? Now let me go back to the RSRC transaction, guys. In this RSRC transaction, I locked it somewhere. Uh, what is the queue? Because I'm telling to my system that, okay, this particular resource will be working only in the inbound queue. Okay, that is one thing. Now let me run one simple inbound scenario for us. Okay. We can use this now. It's not started now. How to create? Inbound delivery, follow-on functions, click on a warehouse task. Why? Strategies are not there. Okay, no problem. What is happening? Now, if you see this here, what is the queue type here?
Inbound.
Hmm. What is that? Sorry, Nicholas?
Yeah, this is what you assign. Yes.
Yeah, because I've assigned my particular resource INB1 onto a warehouse process type of 1010 basically, right? This is what I have assigned here. So that is what it is coming basically. You get my point?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Now, okay, fine. We have created and system is creating it, fair enough. Now let me go to this particular RFUI one. Let me show you. I knew, okay, system guided. Okay, I knew about what is my queue. ZINB1. Let's assume that. Okay. WM46-1. Okay, why this is coming? 1 second. What is this? Maybe 1 second, wait. Normally what happens is system guided will go with the queue, guys. What is the queue I have? ZINB1, right? So here, this is what I want. Now if you see this, what is the first thing? It is a GR zone, and this is one system is giving you automatically based on the queue. Now the same way, if you go by system guided with a selection, it is giving a different one, right? Because the system is automatically proposing you based on the assignment in the resource transaction, what queue has been assigned and what is the selection. Based on that, it is coming over here. You're getting my point, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Karthik and Mohan. Okay, because see,
Yes,
my
sir.
queue is because I know that my queue is ZINB1. So that system is giving you the source bin and HU. This is a verification field. So what I'll be trying to do here, okay, I'll scan this. I'll put it down here. Source HU is this, and I'm putting it down here. Enter. So what is happening basically, if you see this, yeah, this is my source HU. This is my destination bin, and this is my destination HU. Yes. Okay, I'm scanning it and I'm closing it. Enter. Okay, now there are no warehouse orders were found. Basically, you see that means what I'm trying to say here. The resources, okay, what are all assigned to this particular queue, whatever we are having it, that particular one will be assigned, okay, automatically. If the warehouse people doesn't know what queue to be selected or the what has to be selected here, okay, you can go by the system guided by selection. Now you will not have a warehouse orders because the warehouse order whatever we have completed that. You're getting my point. So based on that we will be assigning it. You're getting me? Hello.
Yes, Sri. The one more question over here. When you are doing the system guided by queue, As we have defined queue and resource everything, the screens are appearing accordingly. But when you are saying that I scanned this, you are entering C4E, those values, right? Where did we define those?
C4E, what is that?
When you go inside the system guided by queue, right? Just beside that handling unit, you have, I mean, you have entered some value with 4, right? Scan. If I scan this,
I didn't get that, man. What is that?
if you go inside this system guided by queue, now we don't get it, I guess. Here, ZINB.
We will not get it now. Okay. After getting that, we will be scanning something.
Yeah, so you have inputted manually,
Obviously,
right?
right. Because you have your warehouse order, no? In that warehouse order, what is your source and destination? The system is giving you that actually. 1 second, wait. Tell me. Hello.
Yeah, after
Mm.
coming to here, you are going for selection, right? Selection of source HU.
We have not created the HU. Okay. We have created only the bin of normal product task. Tell me.
Okay. After doing that, we will. You have entered that after scanning this, you have entered some values C and 4, something like C in one box and 4 in the box.
CM4. Where did I enter, man? What C4? I don't understand.
See, for closing that queue, you entered the 4, right? Generally, if you scan automatically, the value 4 will be get updated. So now we don't have a scanning, like so you entered manually something 4 to close that queue.
What is 4? Can you explain? I'm not getting the 4. What is that?
Now, how do you close that queue generally now? We don't have a scanning device now. So you entered something number 4, right, to close that queue, whether it contains any value. 4 indicates something else.
Where did I enter 4 anyway, even earlier? I'm not catching your point, man. No, I have not entered any 4, right? What is the 4 value? Where did I enter 4?
Can
If
we
you
do the
can,
process? Can we do the same process again? Because
Okay.
we saw you are entering some values. You said that we are scanning these like that.
Yes, this is a verification field. We'll just put it over here. Yeah. Uh, okay, what is a 4? Okay. This is what even I had done last time. Where is 4 here? That's what I'm not getting yet.
Okay, right. Then we'll continue further.
No, what was the question? What I'm not, because even you're telling 4 and Karthik was telling 4. What is that 4?
The thing is like now you have done some values, right? Now you have entered verification of product with the T and
Yeah,
all other
that's
stuff,
your
right?
source bin and your destination bin, right? Because
Yes,
whenever you're,
exactly.
yeah, because that's your source, you're telling to the system that, okay, my GR zone bin is, okay, 1 second.
That's verification bins.
Tell me now. Hello.
Okay, now you are giving source bin and destination bin, right?
Yes, because we have to verify that. That's the thing. If you're not verifying it, how would the system know what bin you're scanning and what handling unit you're scanning? So we have to verify it every time. So this is a verification field in an RF telling to the system that, okay, I'm scanning the right handling unit, I'm scanning the right one. Okay, yeah.
Here you have below this destination HU, right?
Mm.
You have entered some number. How do we know that that is the verification code which we need to input?
A number. I have not entered any number here. I've only entered only the verification field of this one. That's it. So I'm only scanning this bin. I'm putting in that verification field, and this is my destination HU. That's it. So this is what I'm doing. There's no number I'm entering it. So all
Okay,
the
okay.
time
So
we'll scan
you
and we'll
have
put it in
entered
the
in
verify.
destination.
Yeah, that's it. I'm
Okay,
only entering the destination bin, destination handling unit, or whatever it is. That's what I'm entering there. Okay.
okay, got it.
Yeah. Now, if in case if you want to change the resource and if you want to have the queue management, I mean, like if you, because as I said that you can even manage your particular resources, okay, based on queue. Now, if you know, you knew that ZINB1 is one particular queue, whatever we are trying to create. This particular ZINB1, we don't have any open warehouse orders as of now. Like if you click on the resources also, you can see that this is the resource whatever we are having it. However, if you want to change the queue also, okay, change queue, you can even change it to ZOUT1 because we know that's an outbound queue. Such way you can even change the resources queues and the resources the inbound to outbound and outbound to inbound. So that's the way you can even assign this to your particular resources, guys. You're getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sri.
Yeah, that is what this particular queue and the resource management comes into the picture in the system. Okay.
So every day morning the resource will come, then he will check in his queue, right? So inbounds or outbounds
He
are
no needs
available
to
in his
check.
queue.
You don't need to check every time. You tell him, or either the supervisor will do it. Okay. You don't need to tell him basically. Hello.
Yes, see, when he comes in the morning, he will give his queue. When he give the queue, what all the inbounds or
Yeah, that's
outbounds it
what.
is
So
in his
he
queue, it will be displayed.
exactly he will be giving the queue. That's what he'll be giving his queue, telling that okay, whether he'll be working in an inbound or outbound, irrespective of that, we will tell that okay, if he is working in an inbound, we will just give him ZI and B1, so he'll keep on logging into that. If he doesn't know, he just go into the system guided one. So based on that, it will be coming up. Okay.
So more number of queues also possible, right? For the same inbound now ZNB1, ZNB2, something like that.
How
Even
would
we
be
can.
more number of queues only? That's what. If it's more number of
Mhm.
queues, the resource will be logging in with the queue respective.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean to say there are, for example, 10 members. So I need to give one queue to the 5 members and another queue to the remaining 5 members.
Yeah, because
Inside.
that's what, right? In the resource transaction, we have this particular field assigning it, right? You see this, the queue. So that will be assigned. So you don't need to give it to them. Once your resources are there, you will assign what queues you will be doing it. So based on that only they'll be working it. Okay.
Your voice is breaking in between. We couldn't hear
Hello.
this one.
Yeah. Tell me. Yeah. Tell
Can
me.
you just repeat once again, Nasri?
Okay, so you have let's suppose you have 10 users. Out of 5 users, you have given them queue of ZI and B1 and 5 users of ZOUT1. So based on that, the system will be assigning the queues to them actually. You're getting
Okay,
that?
fine. Yes, yes, I'm getting.
Yeah. Mm. Any other questions? Hello?
Nothing Sri, as of now.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay, then fine. Okay, no problem, guys. Okay, so this is how we will be working on the resource and the queue management. So if you're having any doubts, we'll see that. Okay, if not, we'll continue tomorrow with another topic. Okay.
May I know which one the topic tomorrow, Sri, if possible?
We'll have the physical inventory one actually.
Okay, when the kitting will come, Sri?
Okay, we'll take after this. Okay.
Okay, okay, right. Thank you.
Sri, sorry to stop you. I
Hmm.
mean, we will assign this resource to user IDs, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Not the
Just,
user IDs to the resource, and the resource will be assigned to the user ID.
yeah, got it.
Hmm.
Okay. That's how it determine the queues and all.
Hmm.
Okay, fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay then.
Thank you, Sri.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.